hood educated? I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood nigga's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now, before we get into the video, do me a quick favor real quick. Make sure you smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you are enjoying the content, please hit them notification bells so that every time I drop a video, you will be the first to get it. Now check me out. The situation with the brother King Yella and Charleston White, right? Now, allow me, I need y'all to walk with me on this one right here, man. So go grab your favorite, you go grab some of that good shit you understand that you be smoking on. Go grab your drink, your coffee, tea, whatever it is, man. I just need y'all to walk with me, right? So now, this situation here, the brother Charleston White has been telling us time and time again that, look, I'll call the police on your ass. I have called the police on people and shit like that before, so that shouldn't be a surprise to us, right? Especially after somebody done threatened them, right? Okay? So, I mean, my criminal mind is saying, this nigga right here is a rat, this nigga right here is a snitch, this nigga right here telling and all that old type of shit, right? But my civilian mind is saying, hey, somebody threatened him. He has a right to do that. He has been threatened. Okay? Now, I understand where you coming from, King Yella. I mean, a motherfucker disrespect your daughter and shit like that. I mean, yeah, of course. You know, you want to defend your daughter. I understand that part right there. And any adult that say that they wouldn't, something wrong with you, right? Because if a motherfucker was calling your child, if your child was being bullied at school and called ugly and shit like that, if you love your child, you would react. You would go to that school and you would be like, hey, check this out, man. These look badass kids. Got my child coming home crying and shit because they calling her ugly and they fucking with her. You'll want to speak to the parents. You'll want to speak to the principal of the school. You would react, right? So King Yella, I understand your position, brother. The only thing that I disagree with you at is when you said that you would demonstrate this measure right here. You know what I'm saying? When you said that you're going to put them things on them, right, for disrespecting your daughter. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? What I'm saying is this right here. When you put it online, that's where the problem became, right? Because you could have easily just kept that to yourself and been like, okay, when I see him, it ain't nothing to be talked about. When I see this, man, it's just, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But you put it online. So when you put it online, now you allowing him to do what it is that he do. So, I mean, we gotta think before we react, brother. That's all I'm saying. But you are not wrong, man, for defending your daughter. But I think you should have kept that to yourself instead of putting it online, because you did it twice. You did it on your platform, then you did it on Say Cheese platform. So that's 2 times, bro. Now, allow me to say this right here, y'all, because this snitching shit is something that we need to discuss, especially in our community. And let me explain to you why, right? After doing my time, bro, I came home and I had rotated with one of the most dangerous motherfucking vice lords I ever met in my life, right? But this brother right here, he went and did his time and he came home and he changed his life completely over. And he's still a vice lord, right? But he's not a gang-banging vice lord. What do you mean by this, hood educated? What I mean by that is that he goes strictly by the literature of the almighty vice lord nation, right? And in this literature, if anybody know anything about that type of literature, it tells you to uplift your community and it tells you to protect your community, right? This is what the almighty vice lord nation was built for. And so this is his understanding. This is his life now. He's living the literature, right? He's on the golden path, as we say it, right? And so he asked me, he said, yeah, Lord, you know, you done did the time. You done with all that bullshit? I said, hell yeah, bro. I ain't fuck that shit, man. Nigga ain't trying to go back to jail, Lord. You know what I mean? We chopping it up. And he said, let me ask you something. He said, brother, if you seen a woman getting robbed at gunpoint, if you seen a woman getting her purse snatched, what would you do? I said, shit. I'm gonna mind my motherfucking business, Lord. I'm gonna keep on riding, keep on walking. I'm gonna look the other way. I ain't got shit to do with that. That ain't my business. And he looked at me and he was like, he said, yeah. He said, you still with the bullshit. And I'm like, fuck you mean? What? Why you say that, bro? What you mean I'm still with the bullshit? He said, because you gotta think, Lord. For you not to do something, you still in your criminal mind. That shit that criminals do, right? Regular civilians, if they see somebody being robbed in their community, being harmed in their community, they call the police if they're not going to do something themselves, right? Making sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But in my mind, shit, as long as I've been living, you supposed to mind your motherfucking business, right? So he said to me, he said, Lord, listen, this is what we got to understand. The reason why motherfuckers in the ghettos and in our communities continue to commit crimes and harm people and shit like that, it said because we don't call the police. Because we think we snitches. He said, can you imagine, bruh, if over in North Minneapolis, everybody called the police every time they seen a crime being committed? It wouldn't be no crime, right? I'm talking about, like, I'm a rational and logical thinker, so like when he telling me this type of shit, like he really like hit me in the motherfucking mouth, hitting me in my motherfucking stomach with the truth. Like he really, you know, fucking my head up because he making sense to me. He said, bruh, would you go in the suburbs and sell drugs in a suburban or a middle class community? I said, nah. He said, why wouldn't you? I said, shit, nigga, they gonna call the police on a motherfucker. Right? So that eliminates that. Would you go in a middle class community or the suburbs and start firing your gun, chasing motherfuckers down the block, shooting at motherfuckers and shit like that? I said, no, because they gonna call the police. Right? So when we rotating about all this shit, like I'm talking about, like I said before, y'all, like he hit me all upside the head with this shit. You understand what I'm saying? And then he say, you know why the suburban communities is quiet and nice and all this old type of shit? He say, because they will call the police, Lord. White kids and kids or middle class kids and kids in them rich communities don't commit crimes in their community. Not violent crimes. Because they know them people are gonna call the police. So that's why you got motherfuckers outside our communities coming to the ghettos all across America to commit crimes. Why? Because they know we ain't gonna call the police. I'm talking about, man, this man right here is fucking my head up, y'all. And not only that, like it's almost like in my criminal mind, I'm like, this nigga trying to convince me to be a snitch. But in my civilian mind, this is what civilians do. This is how you keep your community clean. And so after he got the bust in my head with all that shit, I say, well, shit, man. Instead of doing that, why don't we just go talk to the youngsters, man, and you know what I'm saying? Instead of snitching on them and shit like that, putting them in the joint and all that old type of shit. He's shaking his head while I'm talking. He's shaking his head. He said, Lord, it's too far gone. It's too far gone. These youngsters don't respect us no more. These youngsters, when we had control of the youngsters, is when we had control of the guns and the drugs and the money. Old niggas ain't got control of the drugs, the guns, and the money no more. These young niggas do. So you can't control them with that type of shit no more. And they got bigger guns than these older niggas, and they ready to die. He like, the mature that we get, the older that we get, the more that we want to live, because we start recognizing that we got kids and shit like that. We start recognizing that the gangbang lifestyle is about bullshit and all that. He said, but these young motherfuckers out here, they got these switches and all this old type of shit. Them niggas don't care about their life. They ready to die. While we older motherfuckers, we trying to go out and have a good time with our woman and our kids and shit like that. These niggas is lurking around the corner trying to kill us. They got time for the bullshit. We don't. Right? So I'm talking about, man, y'all don't understand. This was a powerful conversation that I had with this brother. Powerful, very powerful. Because it made me, I had to rethink everything. I had to really rethink everything. Like, man, like, is that how we change our community? Because like he said, I mean, come on, man, let's just be honest. The youngsters don't give a fuck. And they'll tear a patch out your ass. But one thing I do know, these young niggas are scared of the police. These niggas are scared of the police, Jack. I'm talking about, man, these young niggas, they don't want no problems with the motherfucking police. So, is that what we're gonna have to do to get our community back? Because, like the brother demonstrated, think about this, man. If you gang banging, right? And you know, hey man, if I go over here with this gang bang shit, everybody in that hood gonna call the police. That's gonna stop me from gang banging over there. And if I go over here, they doing the same. That's gonna stop me from doing all that shit. I can't sell drugs and all that old type of shit because that's gonna stop all that shit because everybody calling the police. He fucked my head up, y'all. You know, but he fucked my head up with the truth. So I wanted to unfold this with y'all, and I wanted to get y'all portion of understanding about this whole ordeal, right? Because the brother, at the end of the conversation, he told me straight like this. Now, this was a dangerous ass nigga, so I really can't believe this type of shit coming out his mouth, but he telling me the truth, right? He said, brother, if you see a woman getting robbed in the hood and you don't call the police, he said you are encouraging the robber to continue to rob. And the next time that he might rob somebody, he might kill somebody. The next time that he robs somebody, it could be your mother, sister, auntie, grandmother, daughter. God damn. He said, so that's why you gotta cut it. If you're not gonna engage in it and put your life on the line, call the motherfuckers who is paid to put their life on the line to stop the crime in the community. Because if you don't, you are part of the problem. Man, y'all talking about a motherfucker, man, sitting there. I'm talking about looking at this shit like, god damn, bruh. Is this the life? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, if I want to be a civilian, this the type of shit I gotta, you know what I mean? So, y'all tell me, what do y'all think about that whole ordeal? The conversation me and the brother had. What is y'all take on it? Now, let me say this about the King Yella and the Charleston White demonstration before I depart. I don't agree with it. And let me explain to you why. Charles, man, come on, man. That's a child, bro. I understand what you're saying, yeah, but you ain't his grandmama or his grandfather. You understand? So you can't call his baby, hey, get y'all little ugly ass now. You ain't the grandfather, brother. So, I mean, like, hey, come on, man. That's a child. And Yella, come on, man. Control your emotions. You're an emotional brother, man. I done seen you get on here and cry and shit like that. You got real compassion for your daughter. You got compassion for your homies and shit like that. Understandable, bruh. But govern your emotions. Stand on your 6. It's growth and development. You know you was bogus for getting online saying that shit like that. Come on, man. Protect yourself. This hood educated, not lane related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there.